How you got into it, Dave? You've been right in the thick of it from the word go. You've been right in the thick of it right up to now.
Not much good it's done me.
Does it still fascinate you though? Do you ever get bored? You know, does Daniel Sanford, because I've always wondered that whenever I try to tell you anything to do with terrorism, Daniel Sanford's there. And I wonder, does it ever get boring for you? You know, to be, it's the same thing though, over and over again really, but just different names.
He looked, I tell you what, he looked like really excited. He looked really excited by it. When I went into BBC or whatever, he called me in to give me a grand tour. He looked really excited about making news still, and for the right reasons as well. Like I thought so, and Angus Walker as well. And so it makes me, you know, it's like
good old Angus.
Well, you know, all Muslims who say all the media is controlled by. It's like. It just looks like, you know, there's these people, and then there's these people, and there's these people. You've got to take people as you find them, innit?
Angus come across really good.
I thought Angus, so,
because I have talked to, you know, I didn't really like media, but I'm trying to ease down.
Let's talk to the right people.
Yeah, Angus came across really
He does,
good.
doesn't he? Does. Yeah. He seems like sort of a genuine chap, like, you know.
And the things he talked about, you know, I thought, oh, this sounds good. The guy sounds good.
Yeah. And he makes you feel sort of comfortable in that situation. It's like. You know, for me, like sort of.
But what about you personally? You still seem excited by it all. I mean, it's never got boring for you.
No, it got. I think it got. It got like when Atilla was like really sort of still standoffish with me and holding me a distance the whole time. I got to a point at one point where I had to say to myself, "Look, phone up this guy and tell him that you can't do it anymore." Because I just had to. For my own good, I was just so skinned and so messed up, like, you know, squatting, going from place to place. It's
amazing you haven't.
Yeah, I just had to phone him one time and say, sorry, I have to stop this project now.
Yeah.
You know, and then sort of 5 months later, he was arrested, and so the rest has just been like, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, really, isn't it? Like, especially the trial, like, isn't it?
It was. You was there for it as well.
Yeah.
And you see also what everyone was going through.
And I don't regret none of it, because I like. You know, it's like you just get, you know, it's like, do you want to do a story, or do you actually want to get emotionally involved with people, like, you know what I mean? It's like, and all those people sitting down there thinking, like, who is this guy, like, sort of thing, like, you know, but they're cool with it as well.
What I noticed about you, though, Dave, what I liked about you, you even showed feelings whether you thought you did or not. You know, that day when Atilla was being sentenced. You know,
feeling?
Yeah, you know, your own bit, because you knew us, totally, you got to know me, you got to see Mum and that, and you could see the tension.
Oh, yeah. Watching his mum.
Yeah, Mum was bad.
Wasn't it?
Mum was bad. And she, you know what? You know what the worst thing was? None of us mentioned to her what APP was. She was hearing it, and she had no clue. If we told her that there's a chance that Tilla's looking at APP, I don't know what Mum would have done. She would have lost it, you know.
You seem to be like the strength of the family, though. Like the way you were like, sort of holding on to things there, like, you know, and keeping everyone laughing.
Yeah, keep cracking the jokes. Trust me, I was going for it. I was going for it. Sometimes you would look at me in my face. I was going for it, but I would. Even when we was at Quilliam, you see how I still cracked a few jokes here and there. I don't like things getting too serious. You have to just break it a bit, you know. So I'll crack a joke, whether it's appropriate or not. But
so, what do you think of British justice, like, sort of thing, in relation to Atilla and this whole thing now?
I think with Atilla, I think even with me, but let's put me to one side. But I think Atilla was hard done by. The sentencing is all over the place. Atilla said some things, we all know that, but he never ever condoned suicide bombings or killing innocent people. You know that yourself personally, Dave. But to give him 7 years and the guy went guilty. Okay? If you look at these sentences now, like Izzadeen the other day, 4.5 years, and there's so many people getting 4s and 5s and 6 years, yet they're not going guilty, they're being found guilty. So where do you draw the line? I think because Atilla made a big noise, you know, he got in and although so did Izzadeen, and he said a lot worse. But I think Atilla was hammered. I think it was too much. He didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very high-profile trial, though, but I think the actual.
But Hamza only got 7 years. Faisal only got 7 years. How do you compare?
But what actually, I think what actually happened. I mean, obviously, that, like, some of it I wouldn't sort of like sort of bulk out a bit. But what actually happened, I think. He sort of needed it a bit. I mean, I know you didn't. You went for Chinese, like, you know.
Yeah, and then
but I think it seemed like, you know, because he sort of responds to authority like that, doesn't he? I think you know, it's like cuff on the head, you know, hold him inside for a bit, like, you know, and he sort of is someone who could wake up to himself.
I think they've, you know, if the police warned him really proper, you know, in the early days, if they got hold of him, stuck him in Paddington, let's say, and give him a warning, a serious warning, I think maybe Attila wouldn't be where he is now. Because apparently what I heard, Faisal was warned, shut your mouth or you're going to get nicked. Hamza was warned again by the police, shut your mouth. Attila had no warning. You know, he was just picked up and whacked in like me, and he feels even that. He feels, again, you know, growing up, when I said to you, the police was never on our side, you know, always, he wasn't ever accepted whatever he did, even with the football, you know, where he's dad. But look at the success, he still wasn't accepted, he ain't in the record books like he should be, because it's unheard of. And again with that, you know, so he's always felt hard done by, and this justum that they done to him now, it wasn't justice, even that was a slap in the face, even that was unjust, that was too much. For mere words, expression, freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of your opinion. And a lot of what Attila did was
but I mean, to them, it was basically to the police and to the tabloids. They don't look at it like that. They're
they look at it
causing trouble.
People
like,
are watching
causing
media,
trouble. Take him off the street.
People
record these things. You know, jury convicts, take him off the street. And I mean, he was never saying those things when I knew him or anything, but I could see he was heading that way. It was just like,
maybe you should have said something.
Well, I tried, you know. I mean, it's like, but like, you know, they were the group who were the group, and they were right, and I was, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say he looked down on me, but like, they were the group, and I was the person on the outside.
I think
it's like they sort of just, what I said just went over their heads. Like they were just like, boom, this mission, like, you know what I mean?
The way Attila did become, I think, even if because we family warned him, Attila, look what you're saying about this and that. But he was so gone then, you know what I mean, he couldn't see it.
It is like a sort of journey, isn't it? Like, and then it seems to burst for people, including like these people who run the Quilliam now, Ed, Hussein, and this other guy. Like, you know, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's like these people have gone through all that, come through the other